What's going on, y'all? I'm Czar, and in this video, we're taking a look at a new plugin from Baby Audio called Humanoid. So when I first saw this, I said, okay, cool, auto-tune plugin, but this does a lot more than just hard tuning. This is great for a lot of robotic effects, synth, vocals, auto-tune, all blended together and anything in between and beyond that you can do with this. And I really like what Baby Audio did here because we have a lot of controls that we have options to, but yet this is really easy to use. But let's take a look at this, and then of course I'll let you hear what it sounds like, and of course I'll have a link in the description if y'all want to check it out, learn more about it, or pick it up. Starting here in the upper left corner with the settings in kind of a typical Baby Audio fashion. Now we have multiple colors or themes for the GUI. We've got the dark one, which I prefer, and then we have the white one. And this is really broken up into 5 different sections. We've got the pitch, utility, synthesize, filter, and effects. And really just with pitch and synthesize, just between those two, you can really do a lot and manipulate a lot with the voice that you're dealing with to get different sounds. So the pitch, of course, is going to be where you've got your like auto-tune settings. We can choose a scale. We've got note, MIDI, and we can lock the scale, which is good for when you're moving around, a lot of options. Quantize, robotify, format. Below that, we got utility, which is going to set the range of the pitch. We've got a built-in de-esser here, as well as a gate and smoothing. In the middle, we have synthesize, which really plays a big part in this. You can change the shape, which you can see the shape change there. And in this drop down here, I've got a lot of different options, and I just realized this scrolls down. So I didn't even know I didn't even know all this was down here. I've been using this just with these, 10? This is crazy. Yeah, I did not realize that this had this many. We're gonna have to go through some of these. Well, that's a lot. Okay, right now I've got it set on sine, and the more that you turn this up, the more it's going to blend in that synth sound that you have assigned, whether it's sine, triangle, saw, or your basic ones, and all those other ones that you saw that we had available there. Note stretch, we have option for that as well. Note shift and octave. And then this is going to blend between the synthesize, and I'll show you that in just a second, of course. On the right, we've got filter, which we've got high pass, low pass, just our standard resonance, standard settings there with that. And then below that, we have effects. We got a stereo widening effect, warble, which is going to give you that, I like that tape, flutter effect. We've got buffer, and then we can freeze it as well. All right, in the bottom left, we've got sharpen, and we got output on the bottom right. All right, so I've got a vocal here from an artist named Lil MC, and let's see, where does this start? Here we go. So we'll listen to this bypass, and then I'll bring in Humanoid and show you what it's doing.
Snakes gon' slither when the money come in, so I don't really trust no one. Head on a swivel cause my body on 10. I don't really trust no rats in the trap when the cheese get big. I don't really trust no one. The grind gets greedy when it feeds your sin. I don't really trust no. I keep my eyes on the eyes.
Okay, so we're gonna put Humanoid on just the lead vocal there. This is not something that's is going to do really well on a vocal bus. Trust me, I tried it. But let's unbypass this, and we've got our scale set. Let's set this to 100% dry, so we're not listening to the synthesized part. This is just the hard tuning effect that we have here.
Snakes gon' slither when the money come in, so I don't really trust no one. Head on a swivel cause my body on 10. I don't really trust no.
Okay, so quantize, robotify, format, which we know is going to shift, give it more of that, more of like a female pitch or male pitch if we go lower. But when we click on these settings next to these, we have even more options that's going to show up here in the middle. Let's take the robotify down and the quantize up and give that a listen.
Snakes gon' slither when the money come in, so I don't really trust no one. On a swivel cause my body on 10. I don't really trust no.
All right, then let's bring down the quantize and bring up the robotify.
Snakes gon' slither when the money come in, so I don't really trust no one. Head on a swivel 'cause my body on 10. I don't really trust no.
All right, and now let's do the format, and I'll just do this back and forth as it's playing.
Snakes gon' slither when the money come in, so I don't really trust no one. Head on a swivel 'cause my body on 10. I don't really trust no. Rats in the trap when the keys get big. I don't really trust no one. The ground gets pretty when I feel tossing. I don't really trust no one.
All right, so that's it with the pitch, and then if we go to note, we can create harmonies with this as well. So let's do. Let's try this. No, wait a minute. Go to duo. Okay. It's either going to sound really good or really bad because I'm not familiar with this scale, but let's see.
Snakes gon' slither when.
Yeah, let's try it. Let's see if we can find the right note here.
Snakes gon' slither when the money come in, so I don't really trust no one. Head on a swivel 'cause my body on 10. I don't really trust no. Rats in the trap when the keys get big. I don't really trust no one.
Yeah, that's not sounding great, but you get the idea here. If I knew the scale, I would know what notes to really select to really get the harmonies going there. But back to the scale that we had locked. All right, let's move over to the synthesize because this is my favorite part of this. So I've got it set to sign. We're definitely going to go through some of those other options I discovered that we had. But for right now, I'm going to just blend from 100% dry to 100% wet with the synthesize. We'll start with 100% dry, then go in between, and then up to 100%. Just you can hear those different effects that it's adding. And I said the more we turn this up, the more of the synthesized sound. I like to keep it maybe around here, about 25%. For this note shift, I've got it all the way to -12 and a little bit up on the octave. All right, let's check this out.
Snakes gon' slither when the money come in, so I don't really trust no one. Head on a swivel 'cause my body on 10. I don't really trust no. Rats in the trap when the cheese get big. I don't really trust no one. The grind gets greedy when it feeds your sin. I don't really trust no.
All right, really love how we can slide and get different sounds there. And of course, this is automatable. Let's go through some of these different synth sounds. Let's see. This looks interesting. Let's see what we got. Actually, I'm just going to click through and we'll just audition these.
Snakes gon' slither when the money come in, so I don't really trust no one. Head on a swivel 'cause my body on 10. I don't really trust no. Rats in the trap when the cheese get big. I don't really trust no one. The grind gets greedy when it feeds your sin. I don't really trust no.
So I'm going to be going through this. Let's go ahead and loop this.
Snakes gon' slither when the money come in, so I don't really trust no one. Head on a swivel 'cause my body on 10. I don't really trust no. Rats in the trap when the cheese get big. I don't really trust no one. The ground gets greedy when it feeds your sin. I don't really trust no. Snakes gon' slither when the money come in, so I don't really trust no one. Head on a swivel 'cause my body on 10. I don't really trust no. Rats in the trap when the cheese get big. I don't really trust no one. The grind gets greedy when it feeds your sin. I don't really trust no.
All right, that is okay. We can have the option to import our own. Definitely going to look into that. Okay, so that's synthesized. As you can hear, you can do a lot with that. I'm going to go back to just a sine wave I had, and then yeah, these other we've got filters, a high pass, low pass. We'll give you a quick demonstration of that.
Snakes gon' slither when the money come in, so I don't really trust no one. Head on a swivel 'cause my body on 10. I don't really trust no. Rats in the trap when the cheese get big. I don't really trust no one. The grind gets greedy when it feeds your sin. I don't really trust no.
All right, so further manipulating the sound there, especially with the resonance, with the high pass and low pass filters. And just lastly, there's a quick look at freeze, which you know what that does. It's just gonna stop it where it is. So let's see.
Snakes gon' slither when the money come in, so I don't really trust no one.
Yeah, and that's the freeze. All right, so there is Baby Audio's Humanoid. I gotta say, I like this a lot more than Wave's Ovox, which I first thought, I said, oh, this is like Ovox. No, this does a lot more and a lot easier than Ovox to me. Ovox is complicated to use to me, as well as the controls on it. I can turn a lot of knobs on Ovox and still not get something that's usable, where I feel like this is a lot easier to get something usable. Isotope Vocal Synth is another one that's just too complicated for me. So I love the simplicity, even though we have so many controls here that we can use. Still very easy to get a usable sound with this. And it's almost like, even though they didn't, well, I guess they kind of did, but you know how some plugins will have the basic UI and then the advanced where you click it and get a whole bunch more features. I guess that's kind of is what we've got here when I say that we click this to get even more features. But this is definitely basic enough that where we can turn a few knobs, hit a few buttons, and definitely get a usable sound a lot quicker than I feel like can with those other plugins that do something similar to this. But I still kind of feel like this is really its own thing. But we'd love to hear what y'all think about this. Definitely comment and let me know what y'all think about this. Again, of course, I'll have a link in the description if y'all want to check this out and learn more about it or pick it up. The intro price for this, I forgot to look it up before I did this video, but I believe it's either 49 or 79, and I think it's 79. And I'm not sure when the intro offer is over, but of course there is an intro offer on it right now. But y'all have a link in the description if y'all want to check it out. All right, if you enjoyed this video, I appreciate a thumbs up. If y'all want to continue to see content from me, then y'all know what to do.